Hello and welcome, I'm Kira the Scrivener, and today I'm going to be doing a haul. I haven't done a book haul since January other than my very brief BookCon haul, so this is going to be summer's because I looked back all the way to February and I don't want to have to pull out all of those books at once. So this is going to be for May, June, July, and August so far. First of all, I'm not going to be doing an order because that's hard. I have the order written down, but I need to stack my books so they don't fall over, and not all of them are hardcovers, so that's difficult. Anyways, my first book that I want to talk about is Nightmare Artemis. This is by Artemis Fowl, and this is the only one that I have on here which the author sent me, and she didn't ask me to do anything like special, but I was really impressed by the little bit of it that I read, and I was also really impressed by her author bio. She was the very first person in her family ever to get a GED, and then went on to do her histories and a master's and law school, and I'm just like so impressed. And it is about a gravedigger whose name is Volk, and he wants to be like a legendary hero, and I have a feeling that his legendary hero might not be all that heroic, but it is really good. So far at the beginning it has a really good like male-female friendship in it, which is one of my favorite things, and she was so nice. Not only did she sign the book, she also sent me a card, and that is like something that I've never gotten from an author who sent me something. Normally they just kind of like randomly message me. She like cared enough to see if I would really like the book and then sent me a card, and was just the nicest interaction I've ever had with an author. So I just really wanted to give her a shout out. Please support indie authors, and this is a great cover and a great book so far. I will give you a full review when I'm done it, I am sure. Anyways, the second book, the rest of them I all got from thrift stores. The first book I want to talk about here is Wonder, and this is a book that I've had my mind on for a while and I have not picked up. It is about a boy, Augie, who has a facial disability and that has kept him from going to school, and now in 5th grade he is starting school. I'm really excited to read this book. Of course, I don't have a physical disability when I was younger, but I did have a speech impediment, which because of that and my dyslexia, I actually didn't go to school until 9th grade because I could barely read prior, and it would have been very hard on the school system. Instead, I was homeschooled, and going into the school system and having the social dynamic of being a new student as well as someone who has a disability was something that was incredibly hard to like learn from because, again. Anyways, I had a really great time in high school once I adjusted, and that was great, but I feel like this is going to be a really emotional range, and I'm really looking forward to how much I can understand it. I also heard a lot that it's very focused on the family dynamics, which sounds incredible. Library book, and this is Obasan by Joy Kalaga, and this is about Japanese Canadians during the Second World War, and I'm assuming that it's going to talk about internment camps. It is a Penguin book, which was exciting. I found it at the library. I've never heard about it before. I'm excited to pick it up and read it. And then this one I got from a free library. This is also another Canadian author, and it is Guy Gabriel Kai, and this is A Song for Erebor, and it is talking about in my Reading Rush vlog. You can see where I picked it up in the very cute library there, but I know that it's like a kind of courtly love thing. I'm not sure. I probably wouldn't have picked it up if it hadn't have been free, but it sounds interesting enough. It has a really cool map, and the beginning has really lyrical writing, so I'm excited for when I pick it up. It will probably not be in the near future. And then to make Kara really happy, I got all of these. I think these are the second, third, and fourth books, and they are the Artemis Fowls, which follows a Lund boy who is, I don't know the right words to describe him. He is not a person of magical heritage, but he interacts with them, and he has really good dynamics, and I really, really enjoyed the first one. And then I have Pablo Neruda's The Captain Verses, and this I picked up in a thrift store for like $1 as well. I know that he's a very famed Chilean poet and political leader, I believe, although I think that that was under different names. I'm going to be reading this for the POC-a-thon, and I'm really excited. And then this one I was going to say for the POC-a-thon, and I just went ahead and read it. This is Sparks of Phoenix by Naja Zebian, and she is a Canadian who immigrated here, and it's poetry. It has really strong poetry that I really enjoyed. Part of it was kind of more the air of that you're a better person than other people, which always turns me the wrong way, but the majority of her poetry was very, very good. Parts of it made me cry. I've shared some on my Instagram and stuff. If you ever want to like know what I feel about books, I often, especially while reading poetry, share a lot on my Instagram through my stories as well, so I'm trying to be more active on there. And then this one made me really, really excited. I bought this at the same time as Wonder, and this was brilliant, and this is the Sherlock Holmes run. I have read A Study in Scarlet I want to read A Sign of Flora next because it's the second one and get through. I really enjoyed it. Not as much as I've enjoyed other original things, but I do think that they're very fun and unexpected. And yeah. And then I picked up this as well, and this is The Red Pyramid. This is the first in the Kane Chronicles. This is the only series of books by Rick Riordan that I have never read a single one. I read at the very beginning of it, and wait for it. When I was a child, I really didn't like reading romance, and I started it and realized that it was focused on siblings, and I was like, nope. So that was me as a kid. I should read another chance of it. If Margaret and Kenzie get their way, we'll be reading this next, so I'll be reading this in September. I know that it's based on Egyptian mythology, and I'm kind of like Aro Shah, that this is focused on the reincarnation, like they are reincarnated or having the spirit or something of gods rather than being the children of gods. So, and that they're one of the people in their family is like a museum person as well, and they travel around with them, and that's why they go on adventures, I believe. This is all from like conjecture from listening to people talk about it, not researching. And then we have The Dragon Heir. This is part of the Heir Chronicles, which is the first series by Cinda Williams-Chima, who is my woman. Her other books are down there. And The Seven Realms is one of my all-time favorite series of all time. You should check it out. And The Shattered Realms follows that, and it's also really, really good. This is her first series. I've heard mixed things. I've heard that the first book is very good, and then a lot of people stopped. This is one of the later ones. I believe that they're companions, which also made someone irk. I really like companion series, and it's set during the War of the Roses. I know that this has something about the Covenant of Wizards, and I think that it's going to talk about how, like, magic intervenes with historical events, which is something that I really enjoy. So I'm excited to pick this up. I have 3 of the series now, so I should stop picking up soon and get to it. And then last, and certainly not least on this list, is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I was really excited because the day I actually finished it and adored this novel, I went to a thrift store and saw it for like $3, so I had to pick it up. This is a very hard book to explain. It is about a competition between a man and a woman because they're children at first, but pretty much their mentors have been in this long time competition with each other to kind of see which ways are better. And I really enjoy how their very light magic interacts. It's more of a place than a thing, and as a character-driven person, I actually really enjoyed it, despite the fact that it wasn't very focused on characters, just because I felt like even though they didn't necessarily get to know their internal thoughts, that you got to see such flavorful people, and that was super, super cool. But I see how some people wouldn't like it. I like that it takes, of course, through years, and it actually made me kind of think of Middle Game by Sheenan McGuire, which I finished. Obviously, they were in quite a bit differently and in different places, but the idea of magic being woven through and competitions and things that you're not really sure of, but people are being drawn together. In that case, it's a brother and a sister. In this one, it's more romantic, although I definitely wouldn't read this because of the romance, because it's not really there. And both of them are kind of be told in a more separated, far-off range, which I actually really like. I tend to write more omnisciently than integratively, I guess, as well, so I did not mind this at all. And that is my book haul for the thing. I should never try to pick things up. Anyways, happy reading and writing. Tell me which books you're most excited that you picked up recently, and you can see me on social media at Instagram, Goodreads, Twitter. All of them are below, and like, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and I will see you soon. Bye.